on a delta in the river's mouth. We were born again out of the south. Songs of the field from an ancient herd are buried in the mud and blood and dirt. Beautiful birds against the wind, watching silver wings within, singing a tale of where they've been. Beautiful birds against the wind. Let his tilted heart turn in the wind, holding out till it could not pretend. Peonies of the room have passed away. Memories.
Good morning, friends. It's Julie. Welcome back to Row & Co Farms. It has been so busy around here. I know I have not done a lot of videos for you guys, and it's time to catch you up on all the things that have been happening around here. So this is going to be a compilation of all the things that have been happening for the last 2 or 3 weeks around the homestead and with our family and all the things that have been going on. I've had a few videos that have come out. We've talked about our new puppies and things, but it's we have a lot of pollinators in our garden this year. But yeah, there's just so many things to update you on. I just wanted to sit down and I'll talk, and I'll just throw some different pieces of footage in here as I talk, and that way you can kind of see what's been going on as I'm talking about it. So that way I can just start filming some new stuff for you guys, and I don't feel like I'm trying to catch up on all the old footage from the last few weeks, because I just don't think I'll be able to put out all the videos that I had already started to make for you guys. So let's talk about a few things. My daughter graduated from high school, our youngest daughter, and so now we're not empty nesters per se, but our children are all officially done with school and are going to be moving on with their adult lives and the things that they're going to be choosing to do with their adult lives. And so, yeah, we're in a transition phase, and it's very different for me right now. Ooh, my asparagus plants are right behind you, and they want to keep coming into the frame. So yeah, so my daughter graduated. We had a party for her. We had lots of friends over. It was a really nice time, and it's been nice to see her be able to reach this milestone in her life. So yeah, so big things are happening with her. We're working on a big project with her also right now, and I may talk about that in a later video, but it's not for today's video. So we also have been working on that chicken run, new chicken coop, chicken run area for all of our laying hens, our meat birds, and our turkeys. So that's a good transition into some of the stuff that we've been doing. We are back in our chicken run, working on our chicken run project again. So we have secured our fencing on this side. It's looking really good. It's nice and tight. We had fencing, regular fencing on this side, but the squares were just a little bit too large. Some of our chickens were still getting through, and our puppies are still a little bit too small, and they were slipping through those holes too. So we want to be able to make sure that our pups don't get out. So we're putting just a run of chicken wire against this fence also. And so that's what we're working on today. This project has been really tough. It's been a lot of work. It's really hot. So yeah, we've just been trying to get out here and get it done. So we're gonna finish this side. Hopefully then this whole section will be secure and we can get our puppies out and our chickens. Our chickens are out. We clipped their wings so they can't fly over the fence anymore. So they will have to stay in here. Because yesterday, as you can see behind me, there's a whole bunch of feathers in this field. We had the fox come again and got one of our chickens. So our chickens can absolutely not free range out here until we can have our dogs out into the pasture with them. Our dogs just aren't big enough yet to be out into our pastures. They're not ready to be with the cows. And the rest of our perimeter fencing is also not quite finished yet. So we have some folks coming in the next couple of weeks to finish all of our perimeter fencing. And once that is secure, our dogs can officially be put on patrol. For now, their patrol is going to be right here in this chicken run with our chickens. That's what we're trying to protect right now. Those are the things that are most at risk. And I think our puppies just being in the run with them will be enough of a deterrent for the fox that keeps coming into our chicken area and killing our chickens. So, okay, let me go back and help Greg because I'm sure he's annoyed with me just talking over here while he's working. So, here we go. You can come out. Your chicken run is secure. Your doggy run. We'll put it to the test and see. Because Biscuit, the little one over there, she's the little Houdini that seems to be able to find her way out. So we'll see how she does in here. But we think we've got it secured now where no one can escape. Well, that was a failed experiment. All the chickens are already out like 1 minute after we thought we secured everything. The dogs are still in, but the chickens are all out. Great. Okay, back to the drawing board. So we did receive our turkey chicks about, I guess it's probably been 3 or 4 weeks ago now, guys. It's been a while. So we got our turkey chicks. We initially had 16. We did lose quite a few of them. We lost 9. Now we have 7, and those guys have been going really strong. We have not had any more losses. It was that first few days where we had some losses, and I do think it was my fault. I think it was just too hot in the pen, and they were trying to get away from the heat. And in the process of trying to get away from the heat, they were going into the corner where I had the waterer, and they were smashing each other into the water bowl. It's not a bowl, this is regular waterer. It's very shallow, but several of them were getting trampled down under the water. And that happened multiple times. And I just couldn't figure out, like, why was I having turkeys just drowning in an inch of water? And that's what was happening, is they were getting underneath the other ones. The other ones were trying to get away from the heat and were crushing the other ones underneath them. By the time I found them, they weren't being crushed anymore. They were just laying there, obviously. But so yeah, we did figure out that was some of the problem, was just heat. So yeah, turkeys are very sensitive, and we really did not want to lose half of the batch. I mean, but we basically did lose over half of the batch of turkeys. We did not choose to purchase more. We're just gonna, go with what we have. But yeah, they're doing really well. We have moved them outside into their temporary digs. They will move into another temporary area, but right now we have them in a shaded chicken tractor, just so they're covered and doing well, and they're growing, and they seem to be very happy to be outside. All right, we're gonna release these little babies. Move, Beans. I'm gonna close the door. Here they go. Grass for the first time. Hey, little turkeys. You're outside. You can see how they're fully feathered. They haven't needed a heat lamp inside for the last 2 weeks, so they should be good. Yeah. Hey, Guys, welcome to your new spot. They're already starting to peck and eat the grass and the leaves. And they're making lots of little happy chirping sounds. Our baby meat birds, we have received those also. They are still in the barn in the brooder, but they're sort of in a brooder. We have 2 different batches. They came 2 different weeks, so one batch is a pretty big batch. There's about 30, and they are in the stall where the turkeys were originally, and the others are in a smaller brooder. So yes, we're just transitioning them up. They're all doing well. And I feel like something is really irritating me out here. I'm itching, and I don't normally just itch. I think I need to take some allergy medicine. So yeah, all of the chicks are doing great. We will be moving the meat birds outside once they get big enough and they're feathered and they can withstand the temperatures, even though right now with it being so hot, I honestly think they could all be outside. The temperature wouldn't be a problem for them. It's just they're too small really to be outside. I want to make sure they're protected from any predators that could get to them, snakes and little stuff like that. So yeah, so they'll still be inside for a couple of more weeks until we move them out, and hopefully by then we will have the rest of our chicken run project completed, or at least to a place where we can use it. So yeah, that's where we are with our baby chicks. The grandkids have been helping tremendously with them. They really love having the baby birds around, and they're always, you know, in there picking them up and wanting to touch them, and so that's a good thing. They like to help take care of the turkeys and the baby chickens. Okay, so moving on from that, you can't really see it very well, but that red building right behind me over there, you guys have seen it in the background of a lot of my videos. That is our workshop. It is pretty much the final big project that we have left on our homestead. I mean, we have a lot of projects, but the final one left from when we moved here of the things that really needed to get done. That building has served us, but the roof leaks, there's water that comes in from underneath the roll-up doors. There's just a lot of problems in there. Most of the windows are broken. The only thing that really works in there are the roll-up doors. So we were really wanting to get some work done to this building. So we've had the roof replaced. We've had the guys out to replace the roof. We did not actually replace that. We just do not have time right now. And it's just too hot. I mean, roofing is a serious business in the summer. And if you're not a professional, just don't try this at home. So we did hire a crew to come out. They were great. They have been working diligently. They got done a few days ago. We're still waiting on some gutters to come. And then we're also going to be fixing and patching a few places on the outside of the shop and still replacing the windows and some of the doors. And so work in progress, but the roof is complete. And that's like 95% of the battle, is making sure that the roof is dried in so all the stuff inside there doesn't get messed up. And so now we can start working on making that a proper workshop area, a place to store our tractor, my flower truck, and just different pieces of equipment that we have around the farm that need to be stored inside. So yeah, so that has been a big culmination of things happening. Let's see, what else have we been doing? So the garden is doing wonderful. You can just see a glimpse behind me. This is just one of my, this is my Kajari melon. We have lots of stuff happening. I have a garden tour that I'm going to post up soon too, because you guys definitely like to see the garden tours. We've started harvesting cucumbers. Our squash is starting to come in. Our asparagus, we are pretty much done harvesting asparagus for the year. We've started getting some of our potatoes yeah, just lots of things happening. Herbs being harvested. We're drying herbs. All of our garlic got harvested a few weeks ago. I did do a video on that. I'll link that up here. But yeah, there's just lots of stuff happening. I've been trying to preserve as much of the garlic as possible. So yeah, there's just lots of stuff going on around the homestead. Let me think. So yeah, of course we did get our puppies from Hidden Oaks Homestead. There was a video about that. I know you guys have seen it, but the puppies have been just a wonderful addition to the farm. They are living with our chickens in the chicken coop, in the chicken run. These are laying hens, not the baby chicks, but they are doing wonderfully. They have not tried to attack any of our chickens. The chickens are still bigger than the dogs, that they can kind of put them in their place right now. So I think this is a good time for them. And so they've been doing really, really great. They are still a little bit small to just release them out into the pasture. The dogs are still a little bit too small. They're not ready yet to be full on, predator control. But they are starting just within the chicken run and the chicken coop, and that's how we'll get them used to doing their job. And then every day I go out into the pastures with them and we walk the perimeter of the fence, just so they get used to doing that and understanding what our boundaries are within our property. So that's kind of how the training starts with them. You don't have to do a whole lot of specific things. They just kind of know. And whenever I do chores with any of the chickens or the birds or the cows, I just have the puppies, and of course Bean comes along with us too, because she's still a young dog. She's just 2 years old, and so she's still learning what her role is as her herding farm dog, tendencies, but mainly Bean is a pet. But she likes to come along, and she does have her uses at times when we're working with our animals. So yeah, animals are doing well. Surviving the heat. We have a little kiddie pool set up for the dogs. They like to get in that and just lay in there and hang out so that they're staying nice and cool. The grandbabies are all doing wonderfully. Everybody is just playing and having a good time this summer, and we have a swimming pool, so we do swim a lot, and that's pretty much how we spend our time. We work during the day, and then in the evenings we grill out and we swim and we just hang out by our pool and enjoy the evening. And then when that's done, we come back out and we finish our evening chores, and then we wrap up our day and go to bed. But it's pretty nice, and we enjoy it. I'm just trying to think of all the things that have been happening. There's been so much, and I don't want to forget any of the big projects. So I haven't done a lot of bee videos this year. I haven't been down to my bees in about 10 days, and it's really getting time I need to go down. But because the weather has been so hot, it's just, for me, I don't find it to be safe to get suited up and go down there. Even at this time of day, early in the morning, it is so hot right now. It's already close to 90 degrees, and I just am not willing to put myself at risk for the bees. I know some people will be like, just do it anyway, but that's not for me. Heat injuries are really serious, and I've had heat injuries before, and I do not want more heat injuries. So the bees are doing fine, considering. I just go down, I look at them, I see that there's activity going on, so I know that all my hives are still active, and I don't think there's any reason to believe that anything major has happened in the last 10 days, but I still need to go in and look at my hives. It is time to start harvesting honey, so yeah, I'm really curious to see how much honey we get this year. There's been I want to sell honey this year, but I am also concerned about food shortages. So I guess we're just going to have to see how much honey we actually get. I'll keep a certain amount for myself, and then anything over that, I'll be willing to sell, and hopefully it won't take me long to sell that. I don't think it will. So bees are doing well. Honey production is going well. We just need to pull that honey and go ahead and get it processed here pretty soon. Oh, let's see. What is going on with all of you guys? I want to hear how your gardens are doing, how your animals are doing, how you're dealing with the inflation that's going on and how you're dealing with the potential food shortages that everyone is talking about. We've just been trying to buy a little extra here and there as we are able to. Still doing some discount store runs, still using Sam's and Costco in between to buy things, still doing Azure in between. I haven't used Azure in a few months. It's been harder to find products with them, especially the specific things that I'm looking for, and so I haven't ordered from them. But I've been really focused on just planting. Anytime I have a new space in the garden where I've cleared something out, I try to get something else planted in its place, and I encourage you all to do that as well. It's still not too late to plant. If you have, sunny days in a summer or fall ahead, most of you can plant something. So yeah, just plant and prepare a little bit for the coming weeks and months and year ahead. Hopefully it won't be as bad as they say, but just the gas prices right now are enough to kind of scare everybody, I think, a little bit. And groceries, man, they're just so high. Everything's gone up so much in the last couple of months. I'm having a hard time too when I go to the store, just doing my regular store run, because everything is so much more expensive. I found it was probably $50 more than what I have been spending in the past several years. So yeah, it's very daunting to think about. So yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys are doing, how you're handling it, and what you think is going to happen in the future. I'm not a doomsdayer, I don't want to think that all things are bad, because I plant not because I think that the world is going to end, but because I think that the world is going to continue. That's why you plant things, because there's a cycle and there's a season, and the seasons will go on and the cycles will continue. And so I just kind of believe that, and things will keep circling and they will keep going. We just have to, persevere through that, I think. But yeah, I think the planting is it's cathartic in a way. It makes you feel good in the moment to do it, because you feel like you're starting something for the future, but you're taking action right now. So you don't feel like you're doing nothing, so to speak. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit now. I hope that this update was helpful, that it kind of caught you up on all the stuff that's been happening here. Oh, I guess I did leave out a whole section of things, which was farmer's market. So Flower Farm, of course, Julie, you need to talk about these things. Flower Farm is picking up and going well. I did not do a market last weekend. So far I've done 3 markets. The first 2 I have done videos on. They went exceptionally well. We sold out of everything. The third weekend did not go so well. We sold about half of our product, and the rest I gave away to all the other vendors, which was not great, but we did it, and that's okay. So then I skipped the next weekend because I just didn't have enough flowers available. And now the next weekend is this weekend coming up, and we will be back at the market. Our sunflowers started opening this week. We've had lots of new things open, and our zinnias, we have yellow zinnias, white zinnias, some like ivory colored zinnias. We have hydrangeas. We still have some snapdragons, bachelor buttons, dahlias. The celosia has started to come in. There's just lots of things happening now. The yarrow is here. The bee balm is here. So yeah, there's lots of things happening there. And we're just figuring out our way through the farmer's market scene. We're going to be going this evening and picking sunflowers at a local farm just right down the road from us. I made arrangements with the gentleman there to pick sunflowers, and we're going to be using his sunflowers in our bouquets this weekend. And also next week I'm going to try to find a way to do a little pop-up flower shop somewhere in our area, just to try to sell the sunflowers that I'm going to be getting. because I think there's going to be a whole bunch of them. And the gentleman that I'm going to get them from said that he has so many, and he said I can have as many as I want. Not have them, I'm going to buy them from him. But basically I can harvest as many as I want from him, because he planted so many at one time. They're all coming up at one time. Which is why succession planting is a thing, because you don't want 15,000 sunflowers at once. You want 1,000 at once, maybe over 15 weeks, if that makes sense. It's hard to get that many at one time, because what are you going to do with them if you don't have a place to take them? So he said the deer are coming, they're starting to eat them, and he wants us to come and pick them if that's what we want. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, another market this weekend coming up. I've really enjoyed the markets. People are loving the flower truck. Lots of prospective things happening with the flower truck and the flower farm over the next few months. It's just me learning to figure out timing and what amount of flowers I'm going to have available. That's been my biggest worry, is promising things that I can't deliver. So I've been very hesitant to commit myself to a lot of things, except for my farmer's market and to my local florist. Again, she has been wonderful. She's come here and picked flowers from me now because she needed some stuff in a pinch. So she just come and picked a random bucket of things that she needed. So we have solidified our relationship. That's been going really well. And I hope that we will continue to work together in the future. So, and I'm sure we will, because that's been really nice. So thank you, Stephanie at Crazy Daisies. So if you are in the Monticello area and you need a florist, go see Stephanie at Crazy Daisies. So she has been a godsend to me. I mean, really, 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 truly. She helps me out with pricing and supplies, flowers, advice, just all the stuff. And then I help her out with flowers. So it's a good symbiotic relationship, and I'm really enjoying it. And we talk when I go into the shop. We talk for an hour about all kinds of different things. So it's been really fun. I'm really liking that. The last thing, I think I did mention it in the puppy video, is the upcoming events that we're going to be going to this year. So if you're interested in seeing me or coming out to visit with me, at any point, we will be at the Homesteaders of America conference in October. I'll leave a link for that down below. I do know that they are getting towards the end of their ticket sales for that event. So if it's something you want to do, it is in Virginia. It's a several-day event, but it is a great event. So if you have ever thought about doing it, go do it. Come see me. Then we will also be at the Gulf Coast Homestead meetup at the end of October. So 2 events in October. And then I will be at our local Monticello, Georgia farmers market every weekend during the summer. So if you want some flowers, I will be there. And then yeah, I'm hoping to do, like I said, some other pop-up events and things like that, and maybe some other homestead type events, but there's nothing official in the works yet. There's always talks though. So yeah, I think that is a pretty good update. I've talked long enough. This is going to be a decent length video, I think, once I add in some different clips of things. But yeah, that is the updates of everything that's happening at Row & Co Farms. Of course, stay tuned for all the other things that are going to be happening around here, and still always happening around here. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next time here at Row & Co Farms.
On a delta in the river's mouth, we were born again out of the south. Songs of the field from an ancient herd, buried in the mud and blood and dirt. Beautiful birds against the wind, watching silver wings within. singing a tale of where they've been. Beautiful birds against the wind.